Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia. If you're new here, I am a mom to two girls. I have a 4-year-old and a 3-month-old. Typically I do like clean with me videos, but today I figured I would do something a little different. So I am going to do my meal prep for the day, or for the week. But I'm going to be meal prepping breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next week. These are going to be mainly for me. Alex is working a lot and his hours are kind of funky right now. So he said it was okay that I just went ahead and, sorry, my cat is going crazy. He said that it would be okay if I just went ahead and meal prepped my dinner as well. So he's got other food that he can eat, but he of course is always welcome to whatever I'm making. So I'll probably make a couple extra portions just in case he wants some. Hopefully we get it all done. Today is my Sunday. It's a Monday, but I work again tomorrow, so today's my last day off for my weekend. We went to the zoo yesterday and we're gone all day long, so I've got to get it all done today. But I was able to get the dishes done before I left yesterday morning, so at least I don't have to worry about that. So let's get to it. It's gonna be a long day. Alex is sleeping, so I'm gonna try to be as quiet as possible. Alright, let's see how long this takes me. It's 9 o'clock right now. Let's see if I can, there we go, 9 o'clock. And this little willow, that was one of her first pictures. It's 9 o'clock right now. Let's see how long this takes me to get done. I'm thinking at least 2, if not 3 hours, maybe longer. The bad part about cutting onions, my eyes are on fire. y'all are gonna have to let me know whether or not you prefer that I chat to you while I'm cooking, or if you just like the music over like the chopping and everything. I have been watching YouTube while I was chopping everything up. So I have the 2 meals going. So I have, this is going to be for the black bean tacos. I cooked the lentils. Apparently you could get like, so this is the first time I've ever cooked lentils or eaten lentils. Just a second. Okay, hopefully you can hear me a little better. But this is the first time that I have ever cooked lentils, eaten lentils, done anything with lentils. So I didn't know you could get them canned. I was rereading the recipe and I was like, oh darn. But I cooked the lentils like according to the package directions. So hopefully they're good. It said you didn't have to rinse them beforehand. Love my garlic. I also, like, for the tacos, I'm adding the jalapeno in here, mainly because I needed to cook it up anyway, but it definitely won't hurt anything either. I definitely chopped my onions bigger than I was supposed to. I realized, like, whenever I went to chop the red onion, that I did not chop the white onion the way you're supposed to. But look, I'm no chef, okay? And I like cooked onions, so I don't really care. Let me put garlic away. So all of the chopping, everything that I just did took an hour. It is now 10:01. You might, no, just kidding, that's showing 10:01. So it definitely took me longer than I really would have liked, but I'm hoping the cooking side of things is a bit easier and not as long. Let me grab my thing for this. Okay, so I'm supposed to saute the onions, jalapeno, garlic. I need to go ahead and start throwing my seasonings in, which it gave me seasonings to use, but let's be honest, I'm going to use what I want anyway. No. It needs a little bit of seasoning salt. I don't want a ton of it. These are way too high. Some taco seasoning. I've got some onion powder. Which I know I've already got onions in here, but and I'm also putting garlic powder in here too. And then paprika. You just scared the shit out of me.
let me know if you like this angle for when I'm cooking better than the first angle where all you could see was food. Like, do you want to see me or do you want to just see the food? I don't really care regardless. The fun part of this is I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't burn this or this. I mean, this has a little bit of cushion protection, but I'm gonna use some of this mozzarella just because I don't really have another use for it, if we're being honest. But anyway, as I was saying, I don't really know how to just cook for me. I am getting better, I will say that. I have gotten a lot better for cooking just for me and Alex. We have less leftovers, and I'm getting better at like portion control, but I still struggle a little bit, especially since I don't really pay attention to recipes, you know. That's a, you know, kind of my own problem that I caused and whatever. So, I will say this helps a lot for when Alex is not home. Now I do still have some meals that I can cook this week for nights that he is home. So like, he's home tonight. Ooh, he's home tonight. I should probably throw, I think I have enough time. I think I do. I think I'm gonna throw the Mississippi pot roast in because he really wanted that. And I've been waiting to cook it for him for whenever he's home. So I need to ask him if he wants me to do that. He just left to go eat lunch with one of his friends that he used to work with. He hasn't seen him in a while because before he left that job, because he just started his new job in January. And before he left his previous job, the friend he has ended up going out on medical leave because he injured himself at work, and he's had to have like, he had to go through like all the workers' comp stuff, which if you've ever dealt with that, it's a really big pain in the butt. Honestly, I don't see a point in me doing this. I'll just do it for the other side. Pause. This is still kind of warm. I'm sure my counters would be fine if I just set it on the counter, but whatever. I wonder if I should try to mush this up now that it's a little cooler. My stove is also a complete mesh now. Mesh. It's a complete mesh. Mess. This still sounds gross, and it's still piping hot. Cool. I don't think that did anything else. But anyway, so his friend ended up going out on workers' comp, and he's been out for a long time. You can't even see what I'm doing to these tacos because of my giant pot. I'm right-handed. I really prefer to stay over here. Slide some stuff over. This can come over here. No. There we go. But he's been out for a while. He ended up having to have surgery on his arm, all that good stuff. So, they decided to go meet up for lunch today. Long story short. Or short story long, rather. That probably just annoyed the crap out of a lot of y'all. I'm sorry. I do that a lot. I start and I'm super organized and OCD, and then I'm like, let's go over here. Also, I have no idea how much filling to put in these. I'm just kind of winging it. Some of these have more filling than the others, which makes it really hard to track. Oh, that was the whole thing, the whole meal prep thing. I'm just gonna take it on my ADHD roller coaster. I'm not diagnosed, by the way. I'm self-diagnosed. I don't feel like going and getting diagnosed. Basically, I'm trying to lose weight. I was trying to lose weight before I got pregnant. For whatever reason, both times, I decide I'm gonna lose weight. I start doing pretty well at it, getting a good routine, and I'm like, time to get pregnant. Nowhere near my goal, but let's get pregnant. So, you know, but I had started meal prepping before I got pregnant. It was honestly, I started doing it as a way to save money because I felt like I was throwing away so much food. So I started meal prepping and meal planning because I would plan our dinners, not necessarily say I'm going to eat this on this night, but I would say, okay, here's the meals that we have to cook this week. So I started that as a way, one, to save money, and then two, to stop wasting so much food. We were throwing so much out. So I started that last year, maybe the end of 22, but I actually did really well with it. I was meal prepping mine and Alex's lunches every week, because at the time he was getting paid weekly because he was with his previous job, and so I would grocery shop weekly, meal prep weekly. So this whole bi-weekly thing is new. I have not been meal prepping. I meal prepped last week, my lunches, but not dinners. These don't vary in filling size at all. I don't know what y'all are talking about. But I started doing it as a way to save money and food waste. So I found that I really actually enjoyed being able to just go in, and especially once I started working from home, because at the beginning of last year I was still not necessarily in office. I was a mobile worker because I was still with the same company I'm with now, but I was doing a different portion of the job. So right now I take calls for concerns of abuse or neglect, and I route it to whichever office it needs to go to be investigated. I used to be one of the investigators, and I loved my job. It does get a lot of hate, and I definitely understand why, because I've been, not with my kids, but I've been on both sides, with family members and then of course with work. So I definitely understand why it gets the hate it does, but I really enjoyed my job. I do feel like I did a lot of good and a lot of help, and I did have a lot of families tell me that I did a lot of help, which was the whole point that I had when I decided that was the field I wanted to go into. And most people who go into that field don't last very long. When I joined, they told us that if you made it 1 year, you were considered a tenured worker, because most people weren't making it a year. I made it 8.5, and in that one specific job. Like I said, I've been with the company, I'm still with the same company, but I just have a different job title now. So I'm no longer doing the investigation side. But now I am strictly work from home. I can go to the office and work if I'd like, but let's be honest, I don't like. So I stay home unless I'm required to go in the office a day. Which to be fair, half of my time here in this position, I've been on leave for having a baby. But so far, I've not heard of us having to go into the office for any reason. It's usually, from what I understand, supposed to be for tech reasons. Anyway, I don't get a very long break for lunch. I get 30 minutes, and let's be honest, I'm feeding a baby during that time. I feed her, my breaks line up perfectly to where I am feeding a baby. Oh, lunch actually is a little more tricky. Not only am I feeding a baby during it, but I also have to run and grab my kiddo my older one, from daycare. Thankfully, her daycare, I can get there and back in 10 minutes. Because I had to do it during a break once. And my breaks are 15 minutes. And I still had a couple minutes to spare by the time I got back. And that was technically before I had Willow. So I think with Willow, it may have added a minute or two. But I still made it back with, like I said, a couple minutes. That is definitely a huge benefit to living this close to her daycare or school, whatever. I flip back and forth on what I call it. Because I would not be able to do it otherwise, that's for sure. But with that, I don't have time to cook lunch or even throw a sandwich together because every minute is counted for. And that is something my job keeps track of, is how long I am on break for, how long I'm on lunch for. They watch it very closely. So I've been using this for clean hands, but now I'm going to use it for dirty hands. But with that, meal prep has come in great handy. And I'm able to snack when I'm not on the phone. So a lot of the times I'll have my lunch right there while like I'm on the phone, and then I'm usually eating it cold afterwards. Let me go pop these in the oven. Okay, so next I'm going to make oat balls while those are in the oven. I have to flip them in 12 minutes and then they cook another 12 minutes. And then we'll start the process over. But a friend of my sister-in-law's turned me onto this recipe actually right after I had Emery, so almost 5 years ago. She herself had just had a baby and was also breastfeeding, and this is supposed to help with your milk supply. Fairly certain my milk supply is fine. Willow has not had any issues, but it's a really yummy snack. And what I did 2 days ago, yesterday, I don't know, earlier this week, was I took the meals that I'm making right now, put them in the Lose It app. I did pay for a year membership earlier this year because I am going, we're not going to try, I am going to lose this weight. That was the whole thing I was getting to earlier. But when I put the recipes in, which I need to double check on, you know, how many I eat of the tacos, make sure I'm eating the right portions, whatever. But when I did that, I still had a lot of calories left. Like, I think it was like 700. I was barely getting 1,000 calories just eating this, which, to be fair, I do know that I plan on snacking during the day, and I did not put those snacks in yet. The snacks that I bought are like fruits and veggies. I did not buy any snacks for me. Eating dairy-free, egg-free, it's kind of hard anyway to find anything that's processed that I can just throw together, so it makes it a little easier just to make my own snacks or eat fruits and veggies. But it's also good for weight loss. So let me go grab the rest of the stuff for these oat balls, and I'll be right back. Okay, I need to organize this a little bit, but I just found out, which I can't use them because these are no longer good, but the Reese's peanut butter chips are dairy-free. At least the zero sugar ones are. So that is exciting. I'm really bummed that these expired months ago. Otherwise I'd still use them, but yeah, months, that's a little sketchy. Just like this blueberry is a little sketchy. Okay, let me finish getting this set up.
just finished feeding the baby, so we had a little break. So now I'm gonna get the oven going again so I can get the next round of tacos going, but I haven't eaten lunch yet and my breakfast is pretty small, so I'm hungry. I mean, it is 12:05 now. Let's try a taco. So here's how it turned out. There's the other side. I didn't burn them. Some of the filling is coming out a little bit. Some of them, the filling was coming out more than others. But there's the taco. Let's grab the crema. So let's take a bite real quick. That was loud. And then I'll let the dogs out. Alright, so I got the crema. Got the taco. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that's good. Yeah, it's way better put together than just a filling by itself. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Now these are definitely something I'll have to warm up in the air fryer, because microwave, that texture would not go well. But warmed up in the air fryer, oh my god, these will be so good. So I kind of wonder if I were to turn the heat down a little bit, just a little bit, and cook them a couple extra minutes, if they would get crispier, because they start to be crispy, but then they're still kind of, they're still kind of chewy. So I wonder if I could do that, because I don't want them to burn. I don't know, but these are really good. I'm gonna go let my dogs out. Alright, so the tacos are done. Everything is out of the oven. The oven is now off. The baby is ready to eat again, a little bit early. Don't mind my messy living room. I've got to get to it. But I think that is where I'm going to end it. I've got everything packed up and put away, other than these oat balls and then the last little bit of tacos wherever they are. I've got a lot of dishes left to do, but I'm gonna come sit down because it is now 1:30 and I am ready to sit. My feet hurt. So I'm gonna come sit down. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll try to post a little clip of what, like, calorie wise, what my week is gonna look like, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye.